grow your skills, if you will? Because a lot of it is on the job, right? Learning how to adapt and all that. What were your ways of just ensuring that you were constantly leveling up?
Doing lots of fashion week is one thing, because I go there and then my eyes will go this way and that way, and I'm looking at what people are using. Like, hey, you changed your foundation? Oh my gosh, what lipstick is that? Like kind of thing. And being very like busybody is the best thing at fashion week, because like, oh, what brush is that? Oh, where did you get that? Can I have it? Like kind of thing. And that's how I see it. I used to assist other people as well. I see how they do lots of basic things like a red lip, eyeliner, eyebrows, foundation. Like I never get sick of them. I always say, how did you do that? How do you do Asian eyes? How do you do Indian eyes? How do you do African eyes? I always pay attention. And even when the hairdressing side of things as well, like directors and all that, when they do it, say, oh, you can put a bit of mousse here, and this is how you blow it in this direction, or you part it in this direction. I pay attention. I pay attention. Most of the time with a char siu bao in my hand, I'm eating and I'm watching. But I pay attention. If you're smart and if you're lucky enough, to any new makeup artists out there, when you go backstage, don't talk, because the less you talk, the more you observe and the more you know. And sometimes there's so many techniques that they don't say, that if you're quick enough, you get to catch it. And I read books, I watch movies as well. I never stop learning. And the thing about my assistants, if they don't assist me for a few months and they come back, they go, would you do everything different? So, I change it up. I've got about 3 or 4 makeup kits in my house, and they're all different. And I just bring them out. They go like, oh, it's kind of like tikam. And you go like, oh, today's this. And it's like, it's kind of like ready, steady, cook. And he's just like, okay, this is what we're going to have. And then we just have to do a face out of this. Like, and it's very MasterChef. Yeah. And I love it.
Speaking of your assistants, I think I read once before you said that you admire persistence and you have to be a bit stalkerish as well. You have to ask and ask and ask to be able to join it. Could you expand a bit more about the nature of breaking into the industry?
Because there are makeup artists that have this idea. There are people out there that have this idea that if I want to be a makeup artist, I just wear high heel shoes and do French perfume. And they have this whole concept that it's like working in Takashimaya or somewhere, or Daimaru, and you just walk in and, hello, would you like to try a new fragrance? And, oh, would you like to try? And then their hands are like dancing like this. I'm like, no, like we're so filthy with like creams and we lug bags up the stairs. It's actually quite tough. We wear sneakers. We don't wear beautiful shoes because we're working. We really are working. Like one of the job hazards I have is like 99% of my clothes are all dark or like black or really dark blue. And a lot of them think it's just like, it's like Gossip Girl glamorous. It's not. So when they ask me, I go, yeah. But I want them to ask a few times. And I said, oh, call me back in June or July or whatever. And if they call me back, that's one thing. And then the first time they go on set with me, I usually let them do a lot of laborious work that has nothing to do with makeup at all. And if they still want to come back, then I know that it gets better from there. Yeah. It's very Ip Man, who really wants it? And it's a business. The ones that talk too much or the ones that call me, oh, thanks, babe. Oh, babe. It's in the P. I'm not your babe. Or like when I do makeup and I say, hey, come here, look at this. I want you to see, I want you to do this and this and this. And every time I do something for them, they go like, oh, beautiful. Oh, amazing. Oh, yes. Oh, fetch. Oh, snatch. And I just look at them, I was like, because I've got 13 seconds to teach you how to do this so that I can get my words out. Okay. Especially in Australia, they like to talk a lot. It's not a bad thing, but it's a nature to like, it's a way of communication. Like Asian students are very, yes. Okay, I see. Yes. But over here, it's like, amazing. It's fantastic. Oh, I love it. I was like, thank you for your validation, but I need to teach you how to do the blush. Okay, because you are distracting my train of thoughts and my contact lenses is going to pop out because my eyes are like staring like this. So just focus. I'm very Asian and very militant, like when I come to teach, because I think I'll teach you properly, but you have to be the student and not read me your rights. You're a protest now. So I need to know who are the ones that are willing, and some of them I not mean, but I'm very harsh on them. I tell you like this and this and this and this, and then the next morning they turn up again. They're like, okay, this is what I can teach. Because I need them to be a bit hard. I can't have snowflakes. I cannot. This industry does not allow snowflakes. I have been everywhere myself. I've lugged luggages up Parisian flats, and I'm not going to get there. Go like, where's the concierge? Like, no, you do everything yourself. I mean, on Instagram, yes, it's very like nice, but in real life, back of house preparation, nobody knows. And I need them to know that from a very young age so that when they come out to work as a legitimate makeup artist, it really helps them. It's so much easier.
You talked a bit about the hard life. And of course, you look at fashion when you think that looks so glamorous, you have a jet setting life. What is the reality? What is it really like for you?
For a good 5 years, I was permanently jet lagged. I had to write myself notes on the side of my bed to tell me if I had to wake up or not that day, because I would just wake up anyway. Sometimes it's a weekend, I just say go back to sleep. It's Sunday or something. I used to live a lot out of different hotels. So every time I wake up, it's like a different ceiling. Or like sometimes I can't find a toilet because the layout of the hotel room is different. I mean, that is how crazy it was. It's very fun. I eat at all kinds of amazing restaurants. Lunch is always being paid for. Flights are usually paid for at one time. We work at the most amazing locations. If not, why go to shoot in New York or Paris or London? If you want to shoot in a studio, you can just shoot anywhere in Johor Bahru if you want to. But like, why do you have to go all the way there? Obviously, you want to show the best the city has. So I get access to all of that, whether it's the cliff top or ancient temple or something like that. And I'm very lucky, you know what I mean? But also very lonely, because I can buy as many souvenirs as I want. Sometimes we are walking and you can see the Tour Eiffel, like the Eiffel Tower, and you go like, and you turn around, it's just you and some person trying to sell you a keychain. I just thought like it'd be nice to have my mom there, or my friends there, or my sister there, or someone there. They go, oh my God, look at that. Do you want to go get ice cream? Yeah, or like I'll be in Broadway watching Les Mis by myself. Amazing experience, but it would be nice to have someone that is I'm close to share the experience with. Other than that, the good thing is you get to meet a lot of wonderful people that you see on TV, and always wonder whether like, you know, whether it's Gigi Hadid or Bella Hadid or Kendall Jenner, Marc Jacobs. I even met Lady Gaga. I've worked with John Legend, and to be in that personal space is wonderful. And you realize at the end of the day, it's just really freaking hard work. My conspiracy theory about back of house and front of house is true, because I then go to the space and they're on the couch in their robes like this with bunny slippers on, resting, and then somehow they have to come out and I got to get them ready, and then you get on stage and that's front of house. So I knew that instinctively from a very young age, and to me it was just like, yeah, okay, you need to get ready now. And then when you're not ready, you're not ready. I don't know if this is a destiny for me or something, but it just happened. I get a bit sad sometimes because I wish people that I'm close to understand what I'm talking about, the energy and you know, standing from the side of stage and watching them and all that kind of thing. To be in a personal space of this really cool kid, really cool person that I've worked with, musician Troye Sivan, you know, shooting the cover of Elle magazine with him was amazing. Where in COVID, I managed to do a tour with Tina Arena. Can you imagine? That was the only tour in the whole world that finished the tour and didn't get stopped by any lockdowns. And I've only met Tina Arena this year, and she's amazing. Like, it was so lucky that I sort of fangirled her after meeting her, like her voice and everything and what she gives to the crowd. And I can see from the side stage about the audience of how hungry they are for this kind of affection for music and the arts. That's why I always think that the music and the arts are so important instead of sports, because everyone's smelly. The music and the arts is the one that feels alive. When we are sad, what do we listen to? When we want to cry, when we break up, we watch, you know, Netflix and Jennifer Aniston. When we're happy, who we listen to? Aaron Kwok? No, maybe not. When you're sad, you listen to Sandy Lam. These are creative people that pour their heart and soul into their work as a medium to give, to sell to you. And then it's so interesting how some governments, they don't invest that much in it. When it's these creators that bring the heart and the hope of nations of people out of lockdown, because they could relate. Like Adele, how many records has she sold about crying about a breakup? Oh my gosh, just complaining and complaining and complaining. And she's brought so many women and so many boys and all these people that are heartbroken out of this. That's arts. And that's what I do as well. Like, not that I can sing or anything, but I paint a picture for that people to say that one day when I grow up, I'm going to be this person, or help the artists to get on stage to talk. So I'm one of the skills to do that, and I'm very proud of it, you know. And then recently I just finished a filming for a CBS TV show that's meant to be filmed only in the US. It's called Come Dance With Me. And one of my clients, I was the head of department for the hair and makeup and also the judges. And my main judge that I had to do makeup for was Jenna Dewan, who was from Step Up. And she was also, until recently, the ex-wife of Channing Tatum. And I know who she is. And for the show, the cult 90s dance movie and all that. When I watched that movie, I thought I wanted to be a dancer, you know. And then I met her, and she's so amazing, and she was so lovely and pretty as well. And getting to work on on her, with her during a major lockdown in Australia was like, who's going to complain? It's like playing Barbie doll every day. Sometimes I'm like, I'm so lucky to be able to work with people and to be in that circle like that.
Yeah.
Nobody in my family has done it. And I wish I could share, like look across the table like, oh, I know, right? But it's only me. Like, I don't know if I'm the chosen one or like what's going on. It's like, I'm a sniper, but then I'm a makeup artist. Like, what is going on? What is going on? With a chassis pow in my hand, looking at Lady Gaga in a Marc Jacobs show. Like, it is so funny. As a young boy, I was thought, I'm just gonna grow up and then I'm gonna wear like really nice clothes and I'm gonna speak with really good elocution and I'm gonna travel the world and I'm gonna live in New York. Well, be careful because everything I manifested came true. Except losing weight, because I never really manifested losing weight. But one of my best friends said, do you realize that when we're 16, this is what you said? And that you just fly to New York and do your stuff and then come back? I'm like, yes. It's like, yeah, you did that. And it's like, oh my God, everything was true, you know? And so be very careful. But I thought I would be such a different person. At 60, I didn't think what I would be like at 40. But let me tell you, okay, like I'm carrying a really nice bag. I'm really wearing nice clothes. I'm walking down the street in Chinatown in the Lower East Side and I see this aso selling batang. So I buy 2 batang for $12. She said it's $5. I gave her $12 because, you know, she's so old and she's just selling out from a basket. And I put the 2 batang into my bag and I go to Balthazar's and eat a $200 dinner. And then the next morning I wake up and I'm looking for my keys. I say, oh my gosh, there's batang in my bag. And I'm on set with Marc Jacobs and I got batang. You know, it's so bizarre. Sometimes, like, you know what I mean?
When you were 16, you wanted to do all these things and you did. Didn't you also say at one point you want to appear in a TV show? And then you ended up appearing on TV show. Tell us about that.
I always tease like, one day I'm going to be in front of a TV show. I'm going to scold everyone and boss everyone what to do. Be careful what you wish for because Karma and Me is interesting because suddenly I became the judge 3 times, like, I don't know, like 3 seasons or something. 2 seasons of Asia's Next Top Model and 1 season of Australia's Next Top Model. I was obviously the head of Maybelline at that time. I was traveling around a lot through the countries. And obviously they thought that, I guess the Western countries thought that I had a face that Asian countries would like. And trust. So I was sent to Indonesia and I was dancing around all the editors and all that, and then to Malaysia and Hong Kong and all that. But anyway, in Singapore, I said hello to the local APAC people from Maybelline and L'Oreal in Singapore. And then they said, oh, do you want to head up this new project that we want to do it, to join forces with Foxtel? And I said, sure. And then next thing you know, I'm sitting on the throne, screaming at people. It was really fun. I met Patricia Field, who was the head designer for Sex and the City, Devil Wears Prada Younger. So the one with the bird, she does all of that. Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie Bradshaw, she invented Carrie Bradshaw and Samantha Jones. What they wear, their earrings, that's Patricia Field. And then also on the far left, we have Yu Sai, who is a Taiwanese photographer that shot every celebrity in LA. Like, we became really good friends as well. And then there's Cindy Bishop, who is this like diva of Thailand, so beautiful. And then we just harass not harass, but scare all the contestants. Well, I scared the contestants. It was really, really fun.
What was the reality of shooting something like that? I mean, you mentioned MasterChef before, and I read from MasterChef, you would see like an hour's worth of TV, but it's actually a full day's worth of shooting just to get that 1 hour, right?
Yes. So let's say on an episode, we'll probably be like 20 minutes, 23 minutes on screen, on air, but that filming would have taken 6 hours. And I don't know what studies they've done, because at one point when I first started, there was a bench top, like Tyra Banks, she would have a bench and she sits down there with claws on the table and go like, you are this and this and this. And then suddenly they decided that it was friendlier to take away the table altogether. And I was like, what about my stomach? Like, where am I going to keep that during the filming? And meanwhile, you have Cindy Bishop on the left with legs that like 10 meters long. And then there's me. And I was like, how am I going to fashion myself to sit like I had to like practice for hours in front of the mirror. Like, do I do this? How do I make angles in my body? And I decided at one point, like, this will have to be the pose that I'm doing to the side so that it just doesn't look like this. So I had to do a little bit more fashion, a little bit more elevated, and just wear black, you know. And then I realized that the filming would have gone on for 5 or 6 hours, and I had to just pose like this the whole time. Sometimes there were cramps, like my leg would go dead, you know. And because now my whole body show, I had to wear, what do you call it? The body thing. So I had to wear it. I'm like, oh my God, it is so tight. And then you go to the toilet, I'm going to take everything, I forget it, I'll just keep it in, you know. And then that made me really grumpy, so I'm like screaming at all the contestants.
You were head of Maybelline for a decade. what was that point where you decided, okay, it's time for me to leave? What were your thoughts?
It was very interesting. I think life changes, lifestyle changes, brands change. From when I first started till when I left, I found that it was a very different, evolved kind of brand. And I think I've always thought that 10 years is a good time to leave while you're still at it, and just like leave while you're still, and a lot of people are a bit shocked. But it's good. It's a bit sad. Sometimes I still feel that I have the civic duty to stand at the pharmacy and tell people what lipstick they should buy, and they go like, "Ayo, who are you?" And I was like, "Oh no, one, sorry." It took a long time for me to moan the death of Mr. Maybelline, because I would go like, "Oh no, that's not your shade," or like, "Maybe you should use this color. Come back next week, we're launching a new color." Like, I would know things like that. And to see women who are, in a hurry, I find that it was my civic duty to help busy city girls to find the right shade or the best mascara for them. Even after I left Maybelline, I still did that for a while. Like, not a lot, but I was like, it's really embarrassing. Like, don't do that. And then when I bought makeup, I never had to buy mascara for a good 10 years, and then suddenly I had to buy mascara. It's like, oh my gosh. And I find it very hard to like walk next door to L'Oreal and buy L'Oreal or like Rimmel or anything. Like, I just had to go buy Maybelline. Like, oh, wait a minute, like I can buy anything I want, So yeah, like I'm very grateful. It sort of catapulted my career and status and all that kind of thing. And as a kid, I've always wanted to tell women what to wear and how to wear and all that. And then I got my wish.
What was the plan after that? I mean, everyone knew you as Mr. Maybelline, and now you had left. So who were you?
Right. I don't know. I'm just me, actually. And I thought, oh, that's it. My life is over. I want to die. Give me char siu bao. I sit by the roadside and cry, jump off a building, whatever. Of course, never happened. Being so dramatic. And then I just woke up and go like, I just had to reset and see what I want to do with my life. And immediately Benefit snapped me up, and I went on a tour with them, and we launched products with them for the rest of that year. And then after that, I did a lot more other stuff. Like, there's so many other stuff that I did. Like, I really thought for a moment that it was like a career suicide, but it really opened up a lot of collaboration. Like this year alone, I was one of the guest judges with David Jones in one of the prestigious beauty panel. Last year, I was as well for Bureau, as well as one of the beauty judges. So as Maybelline, I couldn't do any of that because I couldn't talk about any other products. But now I could sit around a platform and start to give a very even and fair view. And a lot of people still go like, oh, I thought you were Maybelline. And then it was quite interesting how people still associate me. I must have been very successful in selling that image. And of course, with a very strong team behind me at that time. But I think it's always time to move on. It's time to evolve. My spirit animal is a butterfly, and a butterfly is forever evolving. And I need to have the grace to myself to evolve and give someone else a chance to come and take over and give the new, fresh perspective on Maybelline. I've always been alumni, but you need to have the grace to put it down and step away and maybe take on something bigger and something better. Nothing to be sad about. I think it's just a way of life. 10 years fronting a brand internationally. It's not like a job at somewhere, but it's kind of like I'm traveling. I'm talking to all these like Christy Tellington and Adrian Alima and all that. And it was fantastic. It is so fantastic. Yeah, I cannot explain like words, Yeah, it's wonderful.
You got to meet so many very interesting, inspiring people. I'm sure you must have learned not just makeup tips and all that, but also life lessons. Were there any particular things that you learned from them that stood out for you, that really impacted you?
I mean, I probably did tell you someone before, but right now I couldn't. Everyone I work with taught me something, even though they're younger or older. What secrets I can tell you is every celebrity that I've worked with worked very hard. They sacrifice a lot of their personal time. They're always on the road. They don't get to see their children much. They don't get to see their partners or their family much because they're there for everybody else to go watch them, see them perform and all that kind of thing. So it's not a win-win situation. And then when they go for a holiday, they're a bit fragile because they've been stretched in all corners, and it's anything unlike what humans do. We can go to work, go tapao some food and go home and eat and watch the TV. They're not like that. They sometimes have to work 16-hour days and then they jump on the plane. And then people are like, why you must have first class? Because they haven't slept in 3 days and they need to get off the plane in Monaco to go do another event. So they need to sleep on the plane. Things like that. Or they need to have very funny things like, they have a rider list and things like that. I only drink this and this. Because if they work in 16 different cities over 6 months, they want some sort of a
continuity.
Correct. So if that's what they like and that's the candle they like, they have to go and set it up so that it's continuous and all they have to do is just concentrate on performing. So I don't think it's being a diva at all. I don't agree with that, being a diva at all. I totally understand. And every one of them have problems as well. They fight as well. They have children problems as well. They have to be mummies and daddies and all that kind of thing. It's no different. No different.
Do you think that COVID has permanently impacted your industry because it's so go, 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 right? And suddenly everyone was stuck at home for a period and you had to hit pause and think about where you are going with your life?
In 2019, I think I must have had like 51 flights or something like that. And then I told myself that 2020, again, be careful what you wish for, because I said, I'm not flying anywhere. I'm done. I've got such bad tummy aches. I've got so much gas in my stomach. You know, my digestion is bad. I'm grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. I never have enough sleep. I need some personal space. I'm always on the plane sleeping next to someone I don't know. I don't even, probably never see them again. And then COVID hit, and then I was literally resting the whole time. And last year was great. I think I only started to feel the strain at the end of November, where I got fatigued from resting. And then we got back to work again. I mean, my work was great. Like I got to work with Troye Sivan, Tina Arena, Jenna Dewan, and Curtis Smith from Philippines as well. She was here for a while and I worked with her, did a lot of campaigns from Pantene to mineral water brands and everything, tuners with her and all that. It was fantastic. And then I worked very hard and then did US TV shows. And then when we locked down, we can't go to work, I actually rest. And the most stressful thing every morning when I wake up is to decide that, will today be the day that I stand on my weighing scale, or should we wait until tomorrow? You know, so that's the biggest stress I have. But I would love to have the capability to see my family in Singapore again. I think I haven't allowed myself to think that I can't do it because I just put it away and focus on other things. But we'll see how dramatic I am when I see them. But I don't want to feel too sorry for myself because it is what it is. And I'm comfortable. I've got everything I need around me.
You're very used to living alone and being alone. And that's something I think most people struggle with because we haven't had to have that enforced loneliness. Do you have any tips for people going through that on how you have managed to cope?
Find a new skill. Plan what you want to do the next day or plan what you want to do every day. Tomorrow, I want to go clean out my makeup kit and then I'll just write like little things that you can achieve every day. And if you get to there, like me half the time, like, oh, it's Tuesday, I'm supposed to clean up my laundry. Nah, I'm just going to watch Survivor. Then it's fine. But then find ways to improve things and stuff. Like, it brings me a lot of joy to do online live drawing classes. And then I pay like $10 or something. And there's a model or someone that would come on and there'll be like 40 other artists from all different backgrounds that they want to do this live drawing together in this room. And then it's 2 hours and you just draw. The person at host will play some cool music like a DJ. And then we just sit there with a cup of tea, a glass of wine, and then we just draw. And after that, you go, oh, I really should practice more. And there's so many online things that is what I do for me. And I look around the world and I see who's posing what and where. And then you just go in and you pay about $10, $15 and then you get 2 hours worth. And then I got an iPad and then I just draw it. And then it keeps me sane. And yesterday I made some bacang and I spent hours doing it with my mother on the phone. And you think like, oh my God, I got nothing to do. I have to go for a walk. It's been 2 days. I haven't walked. I'm so busy. Like I'm supposed to go. I promise after this, I'm going to go for a walk before my 9 o'clock. And I thought maybe I'm deficient in vitamin D. But overall, it's been good. For what it is, it's been good.
So before we wrap up, since makeup is your thing, I thought it would be fun to ask you if you were to start a makeup bag from scratch, what would you put into it?
Oh, from scratch?
Yeah.
You know, I've got 25 kilos of makeup in all my bags, like each. I would... So have good skincare, like a multi-purpose skincare. So one that has very good sunscreen. Anything with skincare, I would just say go Korean because right now I love Korean. A night cream and then the sunscreen is very good as well for your face, serum and all that. And then have a beautiful foundation, anything like even a cushion for Asian women. Cushion, I think is very, very pretty.
Are there particular products that you would really like?
Oh my gosh, I love anything from Suhwasu to Innisfree. Anything is acceptable as Innisfree, things like that. I think Korean really knows how to illuminate Asian skin tones very well. That is if you're from the light to medium, but if you go a bit darker, then I wouldn't. For darker skin tones, I would go with things like Bobbi Brown, because you need to counteract the ashiness in maybe like Malay skin or Indian skin. They're quite gray. And every time there's a bit of gray, you counteract it with a bit of red and a bit of peach. Not yellow, because they'll make it more gray. Highlight the gray bits, like gray blocks in your face. So every time when someone has like an ashy area around here or around here, try to use peach or red undertone, let it set in, and then go over with your regular foundation that should be a bit more orangey to really bring up the luminosity face for very, very dark skin, like Indian skin, very, very dark skin. I do that for African skin as well. So that's really good. For blush, I love this NARS blush. It's really, really beautiful. Stila cream blush is very beautiful as well. And Surat from New York, very, very beautiful. For Indian skin or Malay skin, like olive to really deep skin, there is this blush in NARS called Exhibit A. It is bright red, like almost orange. That goes very beautifully on really deep skin tones. I love Dewan mascaras, Maybelline mascaras. They're all really, really good. Eyelash curler, please buy a good one. Shuamura is fantastic. Invest in one because they'll last you at least 10 years. So don't buy something that's $6. Like, invest in it. Even if it's like 65 ringgit, invest in it because you really want it to shine.
Are there particular Korean products that really stand out for you that you love?
Oh, anything that says serum in it. I mean, once you're over 40, like if it says you can drink it, I would drink it, but I would slap it on my face. So like, and I got a lot of face. So when one person buys one bottle, I need two, because for this side and then for this side as well. Just a lot of hyaluronic acid is very important. Hyaluronic acid is, 1 gram of hyaluronic acid can absorb up to 1,000 times its moisture and weight. So that's 1 gram. So when you put it on your face, like when you're walking around, it's humid, it starts to absorb the moisture from the environment. There's this powder product that I like to use called By Terry, and By Terry has this loose powder. It looks like white, right, like tapioca flour, and it's got hyaluronic acid in it. But a lot of times when you dust on powder, your skin after all looks very crepey and old and dusty. But with hyaluronic acid, it just stays supple and quite like juicy and bouncy. So it's a lot of difference. It helps to keep skin radiant and youthful throughout the whole day. And also, oh my god, I want to tell you one of the foundation that I found was the Shiseido Synchro Skin. It's a 24-hour self-renewal foundation. And I've used it on people like Tina Rena and everybody else that need to go on stage and perform. 10 hours later, you come back, the foundation looks as good as new. And I'm like, what is this? It's like, is this witchcraft? Because I've never used any foundation like that before. So Synchro Skin Shiseido is very good.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for that advice, Nigel. I love to end all of my interviews with these questions. So the first one is this: do you feel like after all this time you have found your why?
No, I haven't found my why yet. I'm still finding my why. I would love to tell you that, but I don't know why I'm doing this or why I've landed up in Australia instead of Singapore. Or like, I don't think I ever find my why. I don't think I ever will, which sometimes troubles me, but I don't have a answer to the why.
And what kind of legacy would you want to leave behind?
That I once made people laugh and made their day. I would love people to remember me for acknowledging them as their value as a person. If they want to think about makeup, which I think is a bit frivolous, yeah, all right. I don't think I've broken through anything with makeup, but what I found during my journey was the connection with people and how to make them feel self-worth. And I think although sometimes I've got low self-esteem, I have then managed to make other women feel much better about themselves by the time I finish with their hair and makeup. And I think that's what I want people to remember me by. And obviously, I want to be remembered as a favorite son.
Only son.
The only son, the only favorite son. And of course, how funny I am. And the best uncle. I adore my niece so much.
Did you just say that you have low self-esteem? Because that doesn't come through at all.
Oh, you'll be surprised. I'm being very, very honest with you. Yeah, low self-esteem, of course. I said back of house, front of house. And a lot of people said, how do you do it? I said, I don't know. Like, sometimes I just do it. And a lot of people think, oh, you're confident you can do anything. I said, no, it takes a lot of preparation,
And what do you think are the most important qualities of a successful person?
Humility, loyalty, gratitude, hard work, and humor. Because you need all that to go through that. And you need to be loyal to people who have helped you. You need to be grateful for what you have received. You need to be humble to know that you couldn't have done this alone, and humble enough to know that you have to still keep learning, that everything could be taken away at a moment's notice, like COVID.
And where can people go to find out more about you and support your work?
Oh, I thought you would never ask. Okay. You can definitely contact me or follow me or like or comment or anything at Nigel Stanislaus. That's it. Nigel Stanislaus. And say hi. And I'm always on them, as active as I can be. And I also have like a food one as well. It's at Nigel Stanislaus Light, as in LITE.